Number 3.
We can do this.
We only got more things to do.
We just got this one to do.
Okay.
And this is the fun one.
This is the fun one. All right. Hey, everybody.
Who goes first?
Oh, I was going to say, hey, we've made it to...
Oh, no.
We've made it to our second listener's tale. I'm really excited. We got some good ones this week.
And we don't have to tell our own stories.
That's true. Well, actually, no, I do have mine to tell. Remember, I haven't told mine yet.
Oh, yeah.
I was going to say mine for this week. So
that's right.
Yeah.
Sorry about my dog. If you can hear
no, it's fine. I'm pretty sure you can't hear my cats like wandering around and meowing somewhere. But anyway.
Oh, shit. Alley cat.
But yeah, we just recorded 2 episodes and my brain is shot. So hopefully we'll get through this and it won't be too bad on us because my voice is like, what are you doing? You haven't talked this much in years. All right. Again, this is our listener tales. We thank you so much for writing in and sending them in. And if you guys want to send your own listener tales in, you can always send it into darkpodcastemail@gmail.com and label it listener's tales so that way we can find it and we appreciate it. So, Melissa, would you like to go first? I can hear you. I think you're off.
Here we go.
Okay.
This is going to be fun trying to do this.
I believe in you.
Can you still hear me? All right. So our first one comes from Chelsea Dobbs. Thank you,
Chelsea.
So there's a park here in Vegas called Fox Ridge Park. When I was younger and my friends told me the story, they said that the boy had been abducted and killed at the park. Come to find out, the story is the boy was hit by a drunk driver in that area, and that's the reason he haunts the park. When people go to investigate, they talk about how the playground swings move, but if you look at the boy and catch his eye, he turns into a demon and disappears.
Oh my God.
Don't
like that at all.
Also reports of feeling overwhelmingly sad and anxious.
Okay.
I have 2 personal experiences, the first of which being when I went with my dad one Thanksgiving. You're supposed to go at midnight. That's when things are supposed to happen. So my dad, who...
You just cut out.
I'm going to have to go back and forth. Can you hear me? You're going to have fun editing this.
Oh, I'm already going to have fun editing this.
So my dad, who is sensitive to spirits and can sense when they're near, says he feels something. Immediately, I start panicking. I didn't have anxiety at this point in my life, so what I was experiencing was extremely horrifying. I needed to get away and needed to run. I needed to get away. I needed to run away, so my dad suggested that I go sit in the car. After midnight, on a street, by myself, no way was I going to do that. So I said that. The swing started moving, lasted for about 30 seconds, and just like that, my fear and sadness went away and the swing stopped moving. My dad said he couldn't sense anything anymore and went home. My second time was also with my father, but also with my best friend Morgan. She brought her video camera, my dad brought a digital recorder, and I brought my digital camera. We were ready. Hold on. Oops. We were all ready this time, LOL. So we wait until midnight and my friend starts recording while I start taking pictures around the playground, but focusing mainly on the swings. The second my dad says he can sense something, Morgan's battery goes dead, absolutely drained, which is weird because we charged it literally hours before we came to the park. While my dad catches nothing on the recorder, I was flipping through my pictures and saw an orb about the height of a small boy by the swings. I jokingly said to Morgan, wouldn't it be funny if I zoom in and see something? So I did just that, and there was a face staring back at me. No, thank you.
Oh God, no! I do not like that at all.
All the color drained from my face, and I shut my computer. I still haven't looked at those pictures, and it's been about 15 years.
Yeah, no, thank you.
No, thank you. That's like us when we went to the mansion and my camera wouldn't work.
Yeah, exactly.
And then there was that green line.
Yeah, and then on top of that, like, we still can't find those pictures. We have absolutely no idea.
We have no idea what those pictures are.
Exactly.
They're gone.
Exactly.
They don't exist.
And we have looked everywhere for those pictures. So I don't know. Thank you, Chelsea. That was
Thank you, Chelsea. That
That was good.
was a good
Yeah,
one.
I don't like ghost pictures at all.
I don't like ghost children.
Oh, well then, yeah. Whew.
Ghost children are not
Yeah,
fun.
I agree. I agree. Okay, so this one comes from Mary Ann, and she lives in Connecticut. Hi, Mary.
Hi, Marianne.
Hi. On my 9th birthday, we decided to go camping. Okay, I'm already intrigued because woods are interesting. Love the woods.
And I live in the woods, so let's go. Let's do this.
My uncle had a place outside the Pine Barrens in New Jersey. Oh, God, I know where this is going.
Oh, I think I know where this is going.
Okay. As we all know, the Pine Barrens are super, super scary and have a lot of lore attached to them. Yes, they do. They quietly do. One day, while we were camping, my parents decided that we wanted to go on a hiking trip through some of the Pine Barrens. Okay, first of
Nope.
all, no. Second of all,
No.
pine trees in themselves to me are already scary enough as it is. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because of where I grew up and the story you're going to hear from me in just a little bit, but it's just pine trees in general, just the thought of them. They're just scary because all you are trunks. I don't know. It's just
Yes.
creepy to me. Anyway, so my parents decided they wanted to go hiking. And when you go through the Pine Barrens, you have to be very careful because if you don't, you can get lost very easily.
Mm-hmm.
To avoid that, my dad decided to hook up. Sorry, my page blipped away. Why did I do that? Okay, there it is. Sorry. My dad decided to hook up some paracord for us to follow back through just in case we got lost. It gives me the whole haunted forest of Japan vibes there.
Oh my god, it reminds me of a movie I watched where I can't think of the name of it, but they had string they had to follow
Yeah.
into the woods,
Uh-huh.
and there was a tea set, like a little tea party, just chilling in the middle of the woods.
No, thank you.
And the girls ate the cupcakes
Oh,
that were just chilling in the
no,
woods.
you don't do that. You've watched freaking Alice in Wonderland. Seriously, come on now.
Don't eat the wood
Don't
cupcakes.
eat the cupcakes. So my dad decided that we would take off the path just a little bit just to see what was out there. Okay, first of all, that was your mistake. Never go off the path.
Never.
But he thought we were safe because of the paracord string. So we went about 100 yards in, which that's a lot.
100 yards is a
100
lot.
yards is a lot. And we decided to stop and turn around. However, when we went to turn around, we realized that my dad's string had run out probably about 25 yards before then.
Oh, shit.
That would be my luck. I was frightened. My mom was really freaked out. And my dad was like, okay, we got this. All we have to do is just follow back our footsteps. When we looked down, there weren't any footsteps because of the fact that there's pines. This guy doesn't sound like a really good hiker because there were pine needles all over the place and did not leave any footprints.
Oh, shit.
We decided to start walking back the way that we came in the hopes that we would find the string. We walked for at least an hour and did not find our string anywhere. And this was bright yellow paracord string that should have been easy to be seen on the ground, or at least on the trees. However, we walked for an hour and did not find it. We'd only brought enough stuff for a snack, enough water for us to be on a small hike, and I started crying. My dad's trying to console me. My mom's trying to play like she's okay, but then you could tell on her face that she wasn't exactly okay. After about 20 minutes of just standing in the middle of this pine barren forest, we hear a sound.
No.
Now, we've all heard the stories. Some of you who are not familiar with it know that the New Jersey Pine Barrens are known for the Jersey Devil.
Nope. I knew this is where it was going.
That was the first thing to cross my mind. I was terrified because it sounded like the combination of a baby crying and a bat screeching. It started to get around the time of dusk. You could tell because the pine barrens were getting darker, even though we really couldn't see the tree, or excuse me, couldn't see the sun very well because of the trees, and we didn't know what to do. And I apologize for the sound in the background. I think my mom's washing dishes. Anyway, so we decided the best thing to do was try to go find our yellow string. My dad said, all right, we've already gone this direction. Let's go this direction. Luckily for us, he had a compass, and we knew that the general direction that we needed to go was to the east. So he opened up his compass and we started following east. Meanwhile, every so often we would hear that screeching baby cry sound, and it seemed to be getting closer and closer. It kept getting darker and darker in the pine barrens, and we knew we had to get out before it got dark. I have never walked so fast in my entire life. Finally, we see yellow up ahead, but as soon as we get to the end of the string, the sound of that baby screech seemed to come from above us. I looked up but couldn't see anything except for pine trees. But I could hear it, and it felt like it was getting closer and closer. That feeling you get whenever you're being watched. So I decided to make a run for the yellow string.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I'm like, are you just going to leave your parents behind? Okay, cool. She's probably like, they're the ones that got me in this trouble.
Mom, Dad, hope you can run.
Made it to the yellow string with my mom and dad right behind me, and we followed the string out without incident. We made it home and swore from that point on we would never veer off the trail again.
Yeah, no shit. No. My eyes are watering. Oh my God, I don't like it.
I love it. That was a good one.
Oh, jeez.
Thank you.
Oh God, no.
Thank you. I'm glad you made it safe.
Me too. But at what cost?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Ma'am. All right. This one comes from Jillian.
Hi, Jillian.
She says, "Hi, ladies. My name is Jillian, and I live in Pittsburgh." Oh Lord. My sister lives right outside of Pittsburgh.
I used to live near Pittsburgh.
If you'll read my story, I'll be super excited.
We're excited you wrote in. So there's.
My mom was a single mom, and she worked as a nurse, which meant a lot of late nights spent at either my grandparents or when I got older at home alone. I was a freshman in high school, and my mom was working the night shift at the hospital. I was in my room listening to music and playing on my phone. Oh Lord. When I heard a knock at my front door. Keep in mind, it is around midnight and no one should be knocking on my door. No shit.
No, thank you again.
My music wasn't loud and shouldn't be bothering the neighbors. I lived in
You broke out. Hold on. I lived in an
apartment complex.
There you go.
Oh Lord. But our neighbors were soundproofed, but our apartments were soundproofed, especially since I lived near a major highway.
That's nice.
I debated on even going to the door, but decided that I decided I should just peek out the peek hole. So when I looked out, there wasn't anyone there. I stepped back and went to walk away when another knock came to the door. I immediately looked out the hole and still no one was there. I don't like this. I stepped back again and went to walk back to my room when I heard a bang bang at the door. I was scared to death. Someone was trying to break my door down. No, thank you. No, thank you.
Nobody's going to be knocking on my door after midnight like that. I'm so sorry.
No. I went back to my room, shut my door, and grabbed my phone. I called my mom, and she finally answered at the second time. I whispered that someone was trying to beat down our front door. She told me to hang up and call 911. She was on the way home as well. I called 911 and they kept me on the phone until a police officer arrived. When the police officer showed up, they knocked and stated, "Oh Lord," and stated they were there, and I opened the door, and the moment I did, I noticed there was something red on my door.
Oh God.
As you look down the walkway, you can see a trail of blood drops down it.
Oh no.
They found a man 4 or 5 apartments down on the sidewalk. He's been in an altercation with another person in the apartment next to me, and I couldn't hear it because of the soundproof walls in the
Oh,
apartment.
wow.
Apparently, he had been stabbed several times and was banging on my apartment door for help. It was the most surreal thing I'd ever seen. My mom showed up and helped stabilize the man, and he survived. To this day, I can't get the sound of the door banging out of my head.
Yeah. No.
Jillian.
Yeah, thank you, Jillian. That okay, so it makes a lot of sense though. If there was something going on and they have those sound because like I've actually heard of those apartments, especially like near highways and stuff. They're building them now to where they're soundproof so they don't hear the cars and trucks going by on the highway. And it makes it so much more peaceful
Oh,
because they don't have to build those barrier walls anymore. They just
yeah,
built
but
the apartments that way. Yeah. So
I would be need therapy.
oh, God, yeah. There's no way in the world you could ever get me to.
Ugh, that sent chills up my spine. That made my eyes.
Okay, all right. So here's the second one from me. Let me pull it up real quick. All right. So, hi, my name
Hi.
is Bridget, but you can call me
Hi,
Bridget.
Bridge.
I was born in a tiny town known as New York City.
Oh, shit.
I like that.
I'm over here going, oh, what kind of tiny town? Holy shit. Good one. You got
Yeah.
me.
As New York is actually very huge, and you can find pretty much anything and everything that you want in this town. My mom was an avid collector of antiquities. She loved anything
Oh,
that you could
no.
get that looked old and cool. So our house
Oh,
was
no.
always completely filled to the gills with everything that you can think of. We had old clay masks, we had tables, we had bowls, you name it, we had it.
You had a haunted
Yeah, that's what I
house.
was gonna say. I hope you're like saging all that.
Saging the shit out of it.
When I was 15, my mom and I went down to Massachusetts for an old estate sale. My mom loved estate sales, and we would travel all over the Northeast to go to them. This house was huge. I have never seen a house this big before in my entire life. There was so much stuff. My mom thought she had hit the jackpot. And I can see that because I love estate sales, but I also know better than
Ugh.
to mess with certain things.
I know. Oh, God, I don't like where this is going. Oh, God.
There were several auctions that were being held that day, and for whatever other items that were not being auctioned off, you could make offers on. And my mom saw this really cool looking statue. I already don't like this because I know
I don't like
I don't like
this.
this at all. It looked like a man on an elephant. And we were like, okay, this is very neat. Whenever you would pull on the trunk, a secret compartment would open.
Oh, no.
Which I think that's kind of cool. So you just pull his little trunk.
That is cool, but the first thing I thought of was a Dybbuk
Yeah,
box.
exactly. Like you got something hiding in there. So when you pull on the trunk, it showed this little secret compartment. And keep in mind, this elephant was probably the size of a dinner plate. It wasn't very big, but it was big enough to fill a spot in my mom's collection because she loved elephants, which my daughter loves elephants, so I get that. She only paid $3 for this thing.
Hey, that's a deal.
And that was the only thing that she bought the entire time we were there, which I thought was really strange because my mom was the type of person to spend hundreds of dollars whenever we would go on these trips. We got it home and we put it up on her little elephant shelf that she had and fell in love with it. It was just absolutely adorable. The guy looked like a circus clown in a way, but without the clown makeup. So he probably was like a ringmaster or something from a circus. That's pretty much what we could determine from it. After about a week, though, we noticed some very strange things happening in our house. Now, my
Hmm.
mom has brought home several artifacts, antiques, things like that. And we've had some issues before where some things have been brought into the house that we couldn't explain. And usually, mom would either have somebody sage it, there you go, or she would give it away or give it to somebody else and let them deal with
It's somebody else's problem now.
That's great. But she really loved this elephant and she did not want to give it away. And the little strange things that started happening were as follows. Every once in a while, the lights would flicker on and off around the area where the elephant sat. Sometimes you could hear whispers. Other times, we would come into the like an antique room that she had, that the elephant's trunk would be down and the side slot would be open for the secret slot. I don't like that either. And other times, it would move completely.
No.
It would not be in the spot where she had put it. It would be either next to where it was supposed to be, or it would be a shelf down from where it was supposed to be.
No, thank you.
I asked my mom to please get rid of this particular elephant, and she would not do it. No matter how often I asked, she was like, no, it's just really neat and it's not really doing any harm. It's just moving around a little bit.
Moving. It's just moving and flickering lights.
I'm like, no, thank you. Have you lost your mind? But anyway, so Mom decided that it was time to finally get rid of the elephant. The problem was every time she would try to give it to somebody, they would either change their mind or something would happen and they couldn't show up to get it from her. I'll give you an example. My mom's friend at work decided that she wanted it, but on the day that she was supposed to come get it, she got a flat tire.
Oh, no.
She had put it up on Craigslist. And she put a disclaimer, haunted item, just in case, so she wouldn't get sued.
Smart.
However, no matter what we tried to do to get rid of this elephant, nothing seemed to work. And finally, Mom was like, okay, look, I've only paid $3 for this thing. I'm going to go take it to the local Goodwill and hopefully they'll take it. However, Mom also had several other boxes that she was taking. We went to Goodwill. We dropped the boxes off, thinking that we had gotten rid of the elephant for good. Whenever we went to go open the trunk, the box with the elephant was still in there.
No.
It seems as though the elephant was like, no, I found my permanent home and you can't get rid of me. So Mom put it back on the shelf and politely asked the elephant to quit doing whatever it was doing in the house and it could stay. From that point on, we never had any more issues.
No.
To this day, I do not live with my mom, but the elephant still does, and it still sits on her shelf and hasn't done anything but sit there for years. Thank you so much for allowing me to tell you my story of my haunted elephant and the inability to get rid of the item. You guys are great. Keep up the good work. Thanks.
No, thank you. I like elephants and all, but
I like the fact that they went to go take a whole bunch of stuff to Goodwill and that one box just kind of got left. It was like,
that one box was like, nah, bro.
Yeah.
Oh my God. My eyes are watering from all this. I know when my eyes water when I get scared.
Mine too.
All right. So this is from Sherry in Atlanta.
Hi, Sherry.
Hi, Sherry. Hi there.
Hi.
Hi. My story is really short, but I hope you'll read it. I grew up in a small town in Georgia. Imagine one stoplight. Someone eats at the same diner on Sunday after church. Everyone goes to church, and you'll have my hometown.
Sounds like my hometown.
It sounds like where I live now. Not sure if you can relate, but everyone knew everyone.
Oh no,
yeah,
we can understand that completely.
My parents decided to move into a large farmhouse. Oh no. Outside of town, but it was perfect for our large family. I had 7 siblings.
Holy shit.
And I was second to the youngest.
Oh my God. Well, at least you were second to the youngest.
Holy
because
mother.
That meant you didn't have to take care of the other kids.
Right? Holy shit. My mom wanted to start a greenhouse growing flowers, and my dad worked at a mill in town.
Okay.
We played on the farm, spent a lot of time making memories. However, there was one thing that bothered me about this house. It was next to a cemetery.
Oh, we know that all too well. Yeah, we know that all too well because Melissa's parents, when I lived with them, I used to live next door to a cemetery. And actually, that cemetery was the one that was like right behind the apartments.
Yes, the one that had like 6
Yeah, that
graves.
was cool. That was a neat little one.
Yeah, then you had the church next door that had, like,
Yeah, and
30.
that one was the creepy one.
That's the one that we found, Hansel, and I put a bear next to it and took a picture.
Yeah, that one was, ooh, that was a, yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Anyway, next to a cemetery. Most people don't mind, but I really didn't pay too much attention to it except the random child spirits we would see playing in the yard.
Just the random child spirits. Okay.
I know I'm sounding very nonchalant about it, but honestly, we were so used to it that it didn't seem like a big deal. On the other side of the cemetery, there was a church with a swing set for the kids to play on after church services while the adults stood around and chatted.
Yeah, I can see that. You know how that is after Sunday at church. How's your
Yes.
mom and them?
Yes. Hi. How your mama and
Yep,
him?
pretty much.
We would see the swings moving on their own, and every once in a while you could see the misty shape of a child's
Because she's, yeah, by the way, there's this like kid ghost hanging out.
kid ghost. See, again, with the children ghost. My parents wouldn't let us play in the cemetery, but when I got older, I got a chance to go back, and the backside of the cemetery was filled with children's graves. They never haunted our yard, but the border of the cemetery and the church held their spirits, and I believe they still do. Ghosts don't really bother me or scare me, but I actually felt bad for the children who were stuck there. Thanks for reading my story. I know it's not scary or anything, but just wanted to share that not all ghosts are scary. Some are just stuck and want someone to play with.
Hmm.
Thanks and keep up the good work on the podcast. I really enjoy hearing someone else with a southern accent. You definitely got the southern accent.
Yes, you do. I can't believe how like cool she is about like the child spirit. She's just like
Child spirits, no,
she's like, yeah,
man.
whatever.
Yeah, it's fine. It's just children's
It's
spirits,
children's
man.
spirits, that's all. Okay, here's the last one, and it's an Alicia tale. So buckle up.
Buckle up,
Yeah,
bitches.
this is whew. Okay, so like Sherry, I also too grew up on a farm. I grew up in a huge farm. Like this place was ridiculously large. Luckily for us, we're not farmers like most people would think, where we're tending to fields and stuff like that. Instead, we were overseers, which meant that we actually made sure that there were no trespassers. If anything happened, we were there to take care of situations. Behind us, we had this huge barn. It was like a typical red barn that you would think of on a farm. And then beside it was a garden area. That's where my dad and the guy who actually owned the land, they would share the little garden space to plant their plants and stuff. And then on the other side of that was another smaller barn, which we never went into. But this place was just, I don't know how to explain it, but it's just very, very scary. Kind of haunted ish feeling that you would get, like something's not right or something's watching you continuously. It was so scary at night that whenever there was something in the car that we needed to get out, I would beg my mom or dad to stand at the door and watch me go to the car and come back in the house.
Understandable. I do that
Yeah, I was
now.
just like, I don't like going out there. Nah, I didn't like going out there at all. But here's just to give you an idea of how scary this place really was. Like you could sense people watching you. You just got like this uneasy feeling whenever you would go into certain parts of the farm, stuff like that. One night I was around, I'd say probably like 7, 8 years old. What are you doing?
Nothing.
Oh, sounded like you.
I'm just
Oh,
sitting
it
here.
sound, you know what it sounded like? It
Huh.
sounded like you were like eating French fries.
No, I am literally
It's
just
so
sitting
funny.
here.
It just that's what it sounded like.
Ghost
Just
fries.
fries. Okay. Anyway, I think I was like I was 6 or 7. I had to be older than that because we moved into this place when I was 7. So I was probably around 8 or 9 at this time. And my bed was up against the window of my bedroom, and you could look out the window and see nothing but like trees and sky and like the front yard. One night I woke up all of a sudden, like just completely out of the blue, which was unusual for me because I was the type of kid that just did not, I would sleep all the way through when I was a kid. And I just woke up out of the blue one night and I saw something at my window. when I say something, it looked like an orb, like a glowing bluish orb. And
Oh, bitch, you saw an alien.
I don't know what it was, but it like hovered at my window and then took off. And then it came back and then it took off again. And from that point on, I'd always have this feeling that something was always at my window staring at me. And to this day, like, I still have a fear of being abducted by aliens.
I'm telling you, you saw an alien. It was a UFO.
It had to have been, because it's the only thing that makes sense to me. You know what I mean? Because
You know that it was a fairy.
it was either a fairy or an alien. But yeah, but to this day, like, I still don't like windows at night. I'm always afraid of what's out there when I'm trying to sleep. So yeah, that's my little.
I won't look out my window when it gets dark. I won't look out any.
Yeah, same. So that's kind of like my little orb alien whatever story.
So, bitch, I was an alien.
So
aliens.
Anyway, all right. Thank you so much for hanging in there and sharing your stories with us. We look forward to them. Definitely check us out on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter at Dark Podcast US. And our email is
darkpodcastemail@gmail.com.
Awesome. And definitely send in your stories. Definitely check out our other 2 episodes that are coming out this week as well. We have our cold case story for Jessica Gutierrez and also our story for the week, which is the story of Ian Brady and Myra Hindley. Thank you so much for sharing, and definitely stay out of the dark, you guys. Bye.
Bye.